Eddie, Evergreen moved ahead, guided by the steady pull of the compass. Followed the compass into a narrow break between the trees. Harper Lane stayed close beside him, tablet ready as she watched their surroundings. The forest opened suddenly into a wide clearing. Eddie slowed to a stop. Something felt wrong. The compass spun once, then flashed, before settling again as if correcting itself. But the clearing didn't stay still. Trees at the edges seemed to shift when Eddie looked away, their positions changing by small but noticeable distances. Rocks moved just enough to break familiar patterns. Sure, even the ground felt uneven, as if the space itself were adjusting. Harper stepped carefully forward. "This place isn't fixed," she said, her voice a low whisper. "It's reacting to us." Eddie decided to test her theory. He took a single, deliberate step back. Just as Harper predicted, the compass flickered. The air hummed with a strange energy. "Bren." He stepped forward again. The clearing responded, rearranging quietly around them. It was like being inside a living puzzle box. They moved slowly, carefully, watching how the entire space altered with each and every movement. For a fleeting second, shapes aligned, forming a faint pathway of moss and stones before dissolving back into the shifting landscape. It was there one moment and gone the next. This wasn't just a random clearing, it was a gateway, a test. Every step they took had to be precise. One wrong move, and the path could be lost forever, swallowed by the restless forest. Harper's eyes were wide behind her glasses, her fingers flying across the tablet, documenting every subtle change, every flicker of the compass. She was trying to find a pattern in the chaos, a language in the shifting trees. Eddie focused on the compass, its gentle hum a guide in the unsettling silence. The needle quivered, pulling him forward, then sideways, leading them on a dance with the landscape itself. The feeling of being watched intensified. It wasn't from an animal or another person, but from the clearing itself. It felt ancient, intelligent. It was as if the forest was testing their resolve, their ability to work together. Eddie took a deep breath, trusting the device in his hand. He led them toward what felt like the heart of the clearing, the epicenter of all the movement. Each step closer, the compass's hum grew stronger, its light more intense. The shifting around them became more frantic, the trees blurring at the edges of their vision. They were getting close. At the very center of the clearing, where the grass felt strangely solid beneath their feet, Eddie raised the compass high. Its glow strengthened, pulsing outwards in a wave of soft golden light. The light washed over the clearing, and as if by magic, the shifting ground stabilized. The frantic movement stopped. For a moment, the forest held its breath, and a profound silence fell. Harper marked the moment on her tablet, a look of awe on her face. "This clearing hides a path," she said, her voice filled with wonder. "But only when the compass balances it." As she spoke, the compass needle locked into place, pointing toward a narrow exit between two ancient oaks that hadn't existed a moment before. The clearing had released them. They didn't hesitate. They moved quickly through the newly formed opening. Behind them, the forest shifted one last time. The sounds of rustling leaves and creaking branches filling the air, and then it returned to normal. Zids. The impossible clearing had never been there at all.